bit of just run for your life. 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 Run for your life.
Hi, I'm Alyssa Strain. I'm a junior here at Allatoona High School. I'm a member of the gymnastics team, and this is my gymnastics journey. I started gymnastics when I was 3 years old in a toddler class. The coach that I had at the time went on to maternity leave, so the new coach that came in had been the program director for the developmental team. From there, she saw the potential and talent I could have in gymnastics and brought me on to the competitive side of gymnastics. That upcoming year, I skipped 2 levels and then started competing competitively. What I've always loved about gymnastics is how there's always a new skill to learn and something more that you can do. At the end of my 8th grade year, I decided that I wanted to pursue the goal of doing college gymnastics, so that was what motivated me to pursue gymnastics seriously in high school. Mental blocks are a big challenge I've had to face in gymnastics. Being patient with myself and not overthinking everything is something that's helped me overcome it. 2018/2019 was the season that I first got a mental block on vault, and it's been until this season that I haven't flipped a vault. But this year I've been doing it, and it's been really fun to be back competing in all-around again. Another challenge I've had to face in gymnastics is injuries. I unfortunately have had to have 2 elbow surgeries, one on each elbow. My first one was in 2019, and it was because of OCD. OCD stands for osteochondritis dissecans of the capitellum. It's where there's a loss of blood supply to a part of your bone. Mine is in my elbow, and so that piece of bone will chip off. It is still unknown for the reason of why this happens, but it mainly only occurs in gymnasts and baseball players, specifically pitchers. This happened in 2019 when I was doing a bar dismount. The piece came off, and then I had to have an arthroscopic surgery where they went in, removed that piece, and then they gave me a microfracture to increase blood flow and healing properties to that area. Shortly after this, COVID hit, and then that really helped my elbow to heal, but then towards the end of it, I started having pain in my right elbow as well, and we found out that I had OCD in it too. After finding out that I had OCD in my right elbow as well, I had to take some more months off of gymnastics. It got a little bit better and then would get worse again, so I continued competing on this until then I was told that the OCD had actually gone away and that I just had to quit gymnastics. I didn't do this and competed one more season, which was my freshman year of high school, so in 2021 through 2022. Then after this, I went to a new doctor at a new place, and off of the first x-ray, they could see the OCD lesion was pretty clear. So from there, I had some more CT scans and an MRI, and then I had surgery in October of 2022. This surgery was an oat surgery, so they pulled a piece of bone from my knee to replace the bone coming off in my elbow. And then because they had to cut through a tendon in my elbow, then I had to have a nerve block done, so I lost feeling from my shoulder down to my fingertips for a few weeks. Fast forward to towards the end of February, so about 4 months later, I still wasn't really able to jump that much, but I was able to start doing a little bit more. I still wanted to have the chance of competing, so I learned a no-handed beam routine and started training in March, and then about 2 to 3 weeks later, I competed in a meet and got a qualifying score for state on beam. At state, I then went on to make a 9.3, which was the exact qualifying score for regionals, and then at regionals, I placed 8th on beam out of girls from 8 states. My favorite gymnastics event is beam. Beam first became my favorite event after my first elbow surgery. This was because it was the only event I could do, so I spent all my time doing beam, and that's how I learned most of the skills that I'm now competing today. Most people don't like beam because of the fear of it and how it's only 4 inches wide. I think I always liked it from when I was younger just because I knew it was harder, and it kind of gave me a good challenge, and I enjoyed that. Being a part of the gymnastics team here at Allatoona has contributed to my high school experience by allowing me to meet more people that I probably would have never met. It's also given me a lot more opportunities. I love being able to compete here at Allatoona as I get to be a part of a team, whereas in club gymnastics I'm the only person, so I don't have any teammates. I love being able to go to the high school meets and being in that fun competitive atmosphere. I will get very nervous for meets leading up to it, like the week of, but actually on the day of a meet I'm not really nervous at all. Pressure-wise, I try not to put too much pressure on myself and just remind myself that nothing's different than in practice and just to do what my body knows what to do. Adrenaline is something that also really helps me out on competition days. With adrenaline at a meet, I can just block out everything else. An old competition ritual I had was with keychains. When I was younger, whenever I'd go to a new place or a new location, I would get a keychain from it. So on the day of a competition, I would get all my keychains and I put them all on the outside of my backpack. Until just a few years ago, I was doing this, and then I started losing some of them off the sides, so then I put it inside my backpack, but then it would weigh it down a lot more, so then I just kind of stopped doing that. I don't have that many competition rituals anymore, but one that I do have is I use a certain glitter hairspray when I'm doing my hair for meets, and it's the only time that I use it. A memorable moment in gymnastics for me was in 2022 when I became the Level 10 Georgia State Champion on beam. This was just a very big accomplishment for me because I had worked so hard on beam and gone through so much, so it really just made it all worth it. This season I'm also competing all 4 events again and back in the all-around, so that's been a really big accomplishment that I'm proud of. At state, I did qualify for regionals, so I'm excited to be going to regionals and hopefully we'll qualify to nationals. Gymnastics definitely does take a big time commitment. I train 20 hours a week, and that's only the time at the gym, and it's about a 35 to 40 minute drive each way, so I have that added on top. And then with gymnastics and injuries as well, I go to PT once a week, and so I either have to fit that in before school or I have to leave in the middle of school and then come back. My major short-term goal for gymnastics this year was to qualify from state to regionals, which I have accomplished. So my next goal is to qualify at regionals to go to nationals. If this isn't for all around, then I'm hopeful that I'll be able to go as a wildcard specialist for B.
Hey everyone, I am Rachel LaRoche and I am a social studies teacher here at Allatoona High School, and I'm also the head gymnastics coach. I would describe Alyssa as always positive. She always has a smile on her face, even when she has something to complain about or something that isn't going well for her. She's always uplifting others and is just a very positive energy on our team. Her gymnastics has always been really elegant. She's a perfectionist, so whenever she does a skill, she tries to do it to the best of her abilities. The growth that I've seen from freshman year to now is she has added so many skills to her different events, and now she is actually able to compete all around, which is awesome. I think the most rewarding thing that I have done so far as a coach is when Alyssa and her teammate Amber went to state championships last year. That is the first time Allatoona has ever been represented at the GHSA state championships, and it was a lot of fun, and they both did really, really well.
Long-term wise with gymnastics, I would love to be able to at least make it to nationals my senior year and then go on to continue gymnastics in college, whether it be at a Division I school, Division II, or Division III.